Well, good Monday afternoon. First Alert meteorologist Jacob Durham here, kind of breaking down this past weekend's events, especially the heartbreaking and tragedy that has struck Middle Tennessee just about a week and a half to 2 weeks away from Christmas. Of course, with those tornadoes that barreled through, unfortunately killing 6 people and injuring dozens more. Just kind of breaking down how East Tennessee fared and compared to them, and also taking a look back at some of the damage that has been caused there. So I'm going to pull up our Facebook Live here on our Facebook page. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to drop those in, and I'll do my best to kind of answer those questions, at least at the moment. So if you have any questions, by all means, drop them in there, and I'll answer them to my best of my ability. And we'll just kind of go around talking about what happened in East Tennessee in comparison, because we thankfully did get spared here, and the ingredients just weren't there like they were in Middle Tennessee. What we had was a low-level jet, and that usually accompanies any strong cold fronts, and what that does is adds a little extra lift in the atmosphere. And unfortunately, it was set up right over the Nashville region. That's why they eventually got upgraded to a level 3 out of 5. So that was an enhanced risk for severe weather across Middle Tennessee during the day. And what that meant was that the likelihood of tornadoes, some strong, were definitely a possibility. Now, thankfully, here in East Tennessee, we were under a level 1 for the majority of us. Along the valley, back in the foothills and the mountains. Now the plateau, they were under a level 2, but as those storms moved in, what was really our saving grace was that morning rain. If you remember, we had some pretty good, decent downpours early on in the morning that kind of cleared out, gave us a dry afternoon. However, we didn't see a whole lot of sunshine, so we weren't able to destabilize. But unfortunately, they were back to our west. So if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to join those. We're going to take a look at some of these videos. This first one is a video. This is a tornado that was on the ground in Clarksville, Tennessee. This was, of course, on a Saturday afternoon. You can see this one was rated an EF3 tornado. I'm going to look at the actual stats from the National Weather Service, because they have recently upgraded those, and we'll kind of talk about what they said, because this storm was on the ground for quite some time, this particular tornado. So this was an EF3. It was on the ground for 43 miles. So the path length was 43 miles long. It actually went up into southeastern Kentucky. The max width was 600 yards, and the winds were 150 miles per hour, and it was actually on the ground for about an hour. So this was what we call a long track tornado, and you can see that damage that it really did cause behind the aftermath of it in and of itself. So that storm itself caused quite a bit of damage, and I'll show you once again that particular storm. You can see the tornado, those strong winds really picking up that debris, slinging it around as it moved across the roadway there. And unfortunately, this particular storm did cause a few fatalities, including a toddler. So our thoughts and prayers are definitely with those families that were impacted. There's several opportunities that you'll be able to go and help, and of course donate, especially during this difficult time. We're going to have all those details coming up for you on WVLT News starting at 3:30, then 4, 5, and 6 o'clock through the evening. So there will be ways that you can help to donate. Let's take a look at some of these other images. This is another tornado that was out of Springfield, Tennessee. You can see those transformers really blowing. This was actually taken on a golf course, so a pretty wild view there. You can see that kind of stovepipe formation of the tornado itself as it moved through. So take another look. This was actually something that I shot earlier. I'll take down the super for you, and then I'll pop it right back up. This was just outside of our station. This is as the storms were moving here into East Tennessee, so into Knoxville. Remember, we had a severe thunderstorm warning. Thankfully, the only thing that we were really dealing with, at least at the time, was some small hail, some gusty winds, and very heavy rainfall. But overall, just saw some lightning there. So we'll pop the lower third back up, and we'll take another look at some of these. This was also another tornado. I'll pop it down. You can see the low wall cloud. It just looks like a dark mass, a dark cloud off in the distance. It's so wide. Now, the tornado isn't necessarily that wide. That's just the wall cloud coming down so close to the ground. What we had was a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, and anytime we can get that, that allows those cloud decks to kind of lower a little bit more. You can see just the swirling. You can see the motion there within that particular storm. So that's coming out of Middle Tennessee as well. And taking a look at some of the damage that we saw earlier on Saturday. This is after these tornadoes kind of pushed through. You can see lots of wood, insulation all over the ground. And just one thing to kind of talk about, and I've seen our fellow meteorologist there in Nashville at WSMV who did a fantastic job covering this severe weather as it moved through. And if you have friends and family, I'll highly suggest to tuning into them. They are our sister station there, and they, of course, will keep you updated through severe weather events, whether it be winter weather, severe weather, or even drought and flooding and things like that. But you can see just the pure devastation, trees just mangled, just tossed like toys and just kind of tossed around there, and even cars and things like that. But a lot of roof damage is being reported as well. And when we tell you to go ahead and get into your interior part of your home, you can see the outside sustained a lot of damage. But if you were in that interior and lowest level, that gave you the best opportunity to survive. So if you are, per se, in a mobile home or something like that, or you have not a strong structure, move to the most interior part that you can, as well as if you can get out of the mobile home and get to a safer structure. But you can see a lot of the top floors just kind of leveled, taken off, the roofs, the same things like that. But the most interior part is usually intact, the walls kind of surrounding that. So that's just one of the damage coming out of Clarksville. So let's take another aerial footage. This is out of Madison County. You can see some of that damage. You can see those trailers just kind of destroyed. You see blue tarps, people out there beginning to clean up, and it's going to take a while for those to get back. Even a substation there of energy was taken out by this particular tornado. So just something that we're going to keep a close watch on, of course, for you over the course of the next few weeks as they continue to get back in and repair. Of course, these areas have been hit hard by tornadoes previously, but this is just kind of some of the damage that we're seeing there. Here's another image out of Madison County. You can see that top level of that home just kind of taken out and destroyed. Once again, thankfully here in East Tennessee, we didn't see anything like this, but just keep your thoughts and prayers with those that are in Middle Tennessee right now, especially after the devastation. But you can always see the American flag flying strong there. It's ripped, it's torn, but it's still flying. Just kind of a sign that we will get back, and of course God's keeping a watch over us in this regard, because things could have been a lot worse for a lot of people out there. So that's one thing that we are keeping a close watch. You can see that power plant though taken down, power poles just snapped like it's nothing, and that was just kind of a testament to those strong winds that we've been dealing with, at least at this particular point in time, with these tornadoes that are coming in. So this is just some of the damage, of course, that we're continuing to keep a watch on. Thankfully, here in East Tennessee, it was a lot better for us. We got some beneficial rainfall out for it. But if you're just joining us, just kind of recapping, you can watch. We took a look at some of the damage and the tornadoes that moved through areas like Clarksville, Springfield, just north of Nashville as well. Got some pretty good images of that tornado, even on a TDOT camera, a traffic camera caught that during the day on Saturday, and we were able to show viewers there in Middle Tennessee what was exactly happening. So that's going to kind of wrap things up for us now. If you have any questions, I don't see any in the comments section, but I do see more people joining. And so we just kind of broke down what was going on with the Middle Tennessee tornadoes aspects. We're going to break it down for you, of course, how you can donate and how you can help out coming up in later newscast today on WVLT News. That way, as we're getting closer to that Christmas and holiday season, you can help those families out that are going to need it a little bit more this year. Sure, as the governor said, they may get some they're going to get some financial help, but it's going to be a lot more than that. They're going to need your support, your love, of course, during this difficult time, especially during the holiday seasons. But thankfully, we're going to keep weather pretty quiet for Middle Tennessee, West Tennessee, and East Tennessee throughout the week. Temperatures will be pretty close to average, but we'll have your full forecast come up for you on WVLT News starting at 3:30. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free, and we'll kind of get those in the comments section. But for now, we can get you back to your afternoon. Hope you have a good one.